Hello everyone, it's me, Sebastian Linden, and today I am going to show you how to make the Pristinian national drink. Now, we don't actually have a name for it yet, but I can show you how it's made, and personally I think it's really delicious. The primary ingredient you'll need is this, tomato or tomato juice. You should be able to get that at a local supermarket, or maybe at a non-alcoholic drinks shop, at a juice bar. You should be able to get it, regardless of where you live. You also need this sort of glass. I don't know, it should be standardized, because everything in Germany is standardized. It just doesn't tell me, or does it? No, apparently not. I think this might be a pint or something. Exact measurements isn't something we like to do in Pristinia cuisine-wise. We just tend to do things, how we feel they should be. There's a problem with our recipes, of course, because, people will have to try first. But in all honesty, I've tried some recipes, blind before, without looking at the exact measurements, and they've turned out just fine. Oftentimes if you have an acidic ingredient to something, and something gets too sour, add some sugar. That'll take the acidity sort of away, depending on how much you add. I mean, if you add too much, it's going to become sweet. But anyhow, I'm rambling. So you take this glass, and then you put in some of the tomato juice, about this much. Now, I've actually forgotten to to get some to get a spoon, so I'll be right back. Hang on, you don't have to sort of see me walking, so see you in a bit. Right, and back I am, with a little teaspoon. So we have, let's just close this bottle to prevent, it falling over and messing up my entire furniture. Now this is something which you might find more difficult to get. It says Maggi Würze. It's called Maggi seasoning sauce in most English-speaking countries. If you can't get it, ask a friend in Germany or a friend in Indonesia. I gather it's very popular around the globe, but if you really can't get it, ask at your supermarket whether they have it. And basically, you just want to add in some of it, and by some I mean really quite a lot. Now, what this is, it's a so-called umami enhancer. Umami is the fifth taste, as described by the Japanese, and you really want to mix it through the juice. So you also want to mix it down, and sort of mix it around. You don't want to be a pansy with this. And the problem with this spoon and nothing to put it on is precisely that. Yeah, so that will give it a brilliant sort of saltiness and umami-ness to it, if you will. Right, then we have this, Lee and Perrins. Now, if you can't, this is Worcestershire sauce. If you can't get Worcestershire sauce at your local supermarket, then you live in a fucking shithole of a country. No, but seriously, I mean, this is fairly basic. Even if you can't get Maggi seasoning sauce, chances are you can get Worcestershire sauce, so you're half the way there. If you can't get Maggi seasoning sauce, indeed, try and substitute it with a sort of like all-round herbal salt. You might get those, or if you can't find that, just take some ordinary salt, but it won't be the same. I mean, the herb thing won't be the same either, but anyway. So we definitely want to add a little bit of this in, and this will give it a sort of tanginess. It'll become nice and sour. And again, we don't want to be a pansy about mixing, because else we're going to get an uneven distribution of flavour. Now, a little note about Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce is great because this apparently, I don't know where it said it, but it went off. It went off sometime in 2008. It doesn't. It just doesn't go off. I remember my grandmother used something in 2005, which was labeled for like 1992. We didn't get any sickness from it. It tasted just fine, just like normal Worcestershire sauce. So I mean, that's complete rubbish. It's just because they have to put some sort of best before date. Now, this drink is something you always want to taste. Yeah. No. Yeah, it's just about fine. Sorry, I just can't put the spoon down if it's full of tomato juice. The next thing you add, what we have here, is something bought in Luxembourg. But you can get this anywhere. This is a mixture of Italian herbs. This one specifically has great, it's only in Dutch, French and German. I thought it might have something in English, so I'll have to translate it. It has paprika, oregano, thyme, or thyme. I prefer to call it thyme because like there's a th there, you know. Basil, black pepper, garlic, rosemary, and onion, and salt. So you want to add some of this in there because right now it's not that terribly salty because the Worcestershire sauce gives it a little bit of heat but a lot of tanginess. So yeah, you do want to add a fair amount of these herbs in there. Don't know if you're able to see, like you should see them swimming on the surface. Now obviously that's exactly the opposite of what we want, so again, you know, stir sort of both around and down, because we don't just want some random Italian herb swimming at the top and it tasting sort of Italian and then not further down the drink, so to say. And the last little bit we're going to add is some cayenne pepper. Now we're actually going to add a lot of this, and by a lot I mean a lot, because this needs to be hot as hell to really work. Now the original way my grandmother made this, yes, this is an old recipe, it's just sort of a modification for tomato juice, is Tabasco. I don't have any Tabasco on me, and cayenne is very similar to Tabasco flavour-wise and hotness-wise. Hotness, heat. Sorry, I'm proper use of English now. Right, and again, you're going to want to mix that because you don't. That can also happen. The cayenne can sort of float around, and then you have to sneeze. As long as you don't sneeze into the glass, which. I hate it when you sort of have to. No, okay, it's fine now. I hate it when you sort of have to sneeze for like minutes on end and it just won't. Well, not minutes, but you know, at least seconds. And this you want to stir quite vigorously because seriously, you don't want to be overwhelmed by capsaicin right at the top and then it just become weak at the bottom. Oh yeah, and that gives you some nice heat. So now what we're going to do, surprisingly, probably, is, I know this is sort of gross watching me lick off that spoon all the time, but I can't, you know, change it. I know I'm not very professional, but oh well, at least you know how to make a great savoury drink. I mean, how many savoury drinks are there? Bloody Mary is one of the only ones. Now, this is really hot. It will make you cough. The Worcestershire sauce combined with the cayenne sort of does that. I find if you leave either out, it's not as bad. If you leave both out, it's completely gone. So, you know. But yeah, you stir this, and this is, yeah. Now, it's better when your tomato juice is cold. Anyhow, I've decided I want to add some more Maggi. In Germany we just call it Maggi, not, you know, Maggi seasoning sauce. because I mean, there's the company Maggie, yeah, but when you just speak of Maggie, you're not going to mean you put Maggie pasta, you know, or Maggie soup into your tomato juice, realistically. Yeah, that right there is perfect. It doesn't cause me to cough all that much anymore, because it's quite weak. I did this. I'm used to doing this in smaller glasses, but I find that this sort of quantity is really the best. You should have it with some cheese and crackers or something like that. It's really excellent. Tuck crackers are really good. I mean, although they're salty, they have the crackeriness to them. Um, Crackeriness. Neologism of the day. Um, Anyhow, yeah. So that's how you. I mean, it's sort of labor intensive, but it's you know, as soon as you sort of have the amounts down that you roughly need to add in, which I don't yet, because I only recently started making this again. You know, last time was a few years ago. Um, then it's just going to go really quickly, because you're just like whoop whoop, and excuse me, and put everything in. So this is great for cheese with crackers, even some grapes, something fruity, like more fresh, more sweet and sour, less, you know, umami, which is sort of savouriness, and less, I guess, salty. You know, goes really well with this. Parmesan and grapes, you know, there you go, great sort of side dish. Give this to it. You know, it's classic. And people are going to love you for this, especially if you have a hangover and you put a lot of cayenne into this. It'll wake you up, seriously. It's very similar to a recipe Jeeves prepared from Jeeves and Worcester for Bertie Worcester. But anyhow, I'm rambling on. Yeah, so this is a great thing. It wakes you up without containing caffeine, and if you have a cold sort of thing, it helps because of its hotness. It sort of helps clear your airwaves and everything. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this little tutorial on how to make Pristinia's national drink, which is yet to be named. If you want to suggest a name, you know, feel free to put one in the comments. Please, nothing ridiculous. I mean, last time I asked for something to be named, you know, okay, that was on Skype, but I got suggested like Hitler cunt, and like, I mean, come on, that's not even funny. It's just like infamous person swear word. So suggest something reasonable for, you know, a drink. And don't flag this video because I said cunt. Seriously. So many micronationalists are teens. So many micronationalists, you know about swearing. And you would just prevent them from viewing this if you flagged it. So don't. I mean, I might not be able to view it anymore. No, 16, yeah, teens. Yeah, okay, that works. Anyhow, I'm really rambling. I should stop this video. Bye.